Hey guys, welcome to Alpular Orchids. Thanks for checking in. It's the next morning after we posted our last video, so it's Sunday, the 1st of September. A comment was made on our video from yesterday when we repotted this guy, a Project Orchid, the paphs philippinense crossed with Hainaldianum. So we repotted that, and we mentioned about these two orchids here, both paphiopedilums in semi-hydroponics, and both of them have like a horrible smell when we water them. And I just talked about that, and the comment was made, I think it was Robin, so thanks Robin if you're watching. This is kind of to answer your question or your comment, why didn't I repot these? And I just didn't get around to it because the video is already too long. And so I was planning on doing it today anyway. So let's now get to that, and I guess we'll post this sometime this week. Got a couple crystals growing in there. So we'll put those off to the side. We use those later. And I think, part of it is want to see the catastrophe that is the roots of these orchids. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. So the first one we'll do is the paphlowii. Paphlowii. Is that in focus? The paphlowii, what we call paphlowii here, was our first paphiopedilum that we bought, and it is the first plant that we tried to grow in semi-hydroponics. So this is also our first attempt at making a semi-hydroponic pot. And as you can see, it is like dried onion, a container for little dried onion chips, and I just put a couple holes into it, but I think part of the problem why it's smelling is there's like anaerobic respiration happening, which means there's not enough air and fresh oxygen and stuff getting down there. And so I think the bacteria got out of whack, and the holes are too small. And one of them is actually clogged, so it's not actually draining when we water it. So I think that is part of the problem. We plan on repotting it into this, but if you saw the video from the weekend, the last one, this one was too big, and so we had to kind of do an emergency thing there. Hopefully it's gonna work for this pot. We'll see. I hope that the roots are okay. We'll see what the roots look like. So it's been potted up almost 4 years now in this pot. I should have drained the water. What was I thinking? Stuck to the side, I guess, which I don't know. I see a nice new growing root tip there. Hopefully you can see that coming down right from the base, so that's good. Yeah, the roots are sticking to the side of this pot. I can see a few of them, and it's very tough to get out. Okay. All right. Yeah, kind of what oh, it stinks. Yeah, it smells really, really bad. You can see on these roots, right, where at the top it's nice fuzzy brown, and then down at the bottom it gets this kind of off green. These root tips are all dead, and this was sitting in water clearly, and that's not what you want, right? You want humidity and moisture around the roots. You don't want them sitting in water. So that's where the problem was, and I'm sure there's a lot of death. I see some broken root tips all coming out in the media. Maybe I left it too long. I'm not too worried. Like, there's some new growing root tips there, like I said, and I got a new growing root tip up here coming right off of the base of the plant, and there was a couple more I saw around. So I think it'll be okay in the long run. And like I said, I'm just going to leave these root tips, these dead root tips on, and whatever finally dies and rots off will come out, will wash out in the semi-hydroponics. There's another nice growing root tip. So, all right, enough of that. Let's get it into, actually, I need to wash this. Let me wash this. Okay. Oh, this little root. Be careful with those little new growing roots. Ah. Now let's water it in. So just take it over to the sink. Really flush it pretty good for the first flush. You know, like always with our semi-hydro, fill it up until the water just comes right below the line of the pot. Try not to overfill it so none of the media flows out. Yep, let the reservoir fill up. Yep. And that's how we water all of our semi-hydro. Oh yeah, for the first couple I will drain the reservoir and fill it again. Really good water in for the first time. Alright, so I think this is gonna help the lowii get back on track. Now I gotta wash the cache pot really well and the tag really well. Hopefully it recovers. So hit that subscribe button and yeah, get some updates here. Maybe it'll live, maybe it won't. We'll see. Yeah, okay, so the next one, we'll just take a look at the roots. We won't show you the repotting, but we'll just take a look at the roots and see how they look.
Okay, now the puppy lowii is done. Back in action.
So the next stinky paph, we'll look at the roots. This is the paph hirsutissimum. Yeah, been in semi-hydroponics in this pot, same pot, for 3 years, a little over 3 years. Also, same kind of deal. We'll see how it comes out of this pot. This is, yeah, gonna be a little bit tricky. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 growing fans. Well, no, 5 if you count the brand new growth, and then this older, like dying fan that's slowly fading and going away. So there's about 6 growths in total on this path. Yeah, done really well for us over the 3 years, but now it's getting stinky. Yeah. Definitely like mildew. I don't know, it stinks. Gotta be careful with these growths, and I gotta rethink the using of these Coke bottles. I thought it's been good, like the plants are growing really well, but yeah, I don't think they're deep enough. Clearly from the lowii, it was too down into the reservoir, so the roots were definitely staying wet. And now with this bulbous shape, now the roots are all expanded, and I think that's part of why it's catching on the edge here. It's pretty hard to get out of there. I feel like I'm already just munching these. Roots look really good though at the top. Alright, what am I gonna do with this? Maybe I'll grow it in horticulture or something for now. Alright, yeah, hold on. Let me get the scissors. Oh. That's done. Still not. Yeah, that's good. That's good for it. What a mess. This is a mess. Why'd you come out? I mean, I guess it's good, but... There we go. Oh, algae like crazy, which we knew. A lot of new growing root tips, but yeah, a lot of dead, nasty, green, gross mush. A lot of mush. Ew. Super slimy. Ugh. That's awful. So again, I think on this one, part of the problem is the hole got clogged up with algae, and I didn't really do a good job of keeping it cleaned, and it would barely run out. A lot of water was sticking around in there. Poor growing, just that's the reason. It has nothing to do with semi-hydroponics, just bad growing on my part. Not paying attention to what that was going on with the plant. And alright, well, I think what I'm gonna do for right now is wash this really well and then just throw it into water culture. I'm not sure how that's gonna work for paphs. Like, ugh, that is just total mush. And yeah, here now these aren't as dead as the roots on the lowii, but they're pretty rank. It's yeah, it's time for this to be done, definitely, probably over time. Alright, well, that's as clean as I could make it. It's gonna have to just sit in a glass, just irrigating with water for a couple days until I can find a suitable pot to repot it in, because I want to stop using these. I'm a strong believer for the last 3 years. And now when it comes time to take the first one out of this, it's not so good. And maybe this would have worked fine if I had bigger holes in it to improve the ventilation. So that's the deal. I'm just going to throw it into here for now. And yeah, we'll let it sit in water and dry out a little bit every day. Well, thanks for checking in, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you back here at El Pilar soon.